Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. Hope everybody had a good weekend. I had a pretty good weekend. I won't say it's the best one I've ever had, but I had a pretty good one. Uh, anyway, let's take a look and see who we got. Got a few thumbs up over there already. Let's see who we got hanging out with us here. Got Mr. Paul Stewart. He says, "Good morning, everyone." Thumbs up. Thank you, Paul. Here's a birthday boy right here. Everybody, please join me in wishing Mr. Larry Galt a very happy birthday today. Happy birthday, Larry. Hope you have a great day. Mr. Stephen Toronto says, "Good morning, all." Thumbs up. Thank you, Stephen. Gary Hammett's in the house. How you doing, Gary? Good morning to you. Clyde C&C is here. Good morning, Clyde. Hope you're doing well today. Mr. Bart Bixel says, "Good morning. Good Monday morning, folks." Yeah. Appreciate you, Bart. There's Mr. Rothfuss over there. How you doing, George? Hope everybody's doing well. And Clyde's wishing Larry happy birthday. Yeah, yeah. Also, I don't see her in here this morning, but my old friend Janet, her birthday is today too. So, well, I wish her a happy birthday. Maybe she'll show up later. Probably got better things to do if it's her birthday. Probably got a lot better things to do than hang out here. But anyway, happy birthday, Larry and Janet. There's Kathy. She's hanging out with us this morning. How you doing, Kathy? Hope you got some coffee. There's my favorite solar man. He says, "Morning from the road, people." Uh, yeah, it's kind of a rainy Monday here, as Charles is pointing out here. Good rainy Monday, Dave and Jack, and everyone from Rome, Georgia. Yeah, there's some birthday wishes, Larry and Janet. 3/4 of a century old. If I knew I was going to live that long, I would have taken better care of myself. Yeah, wouldn't we all? Wouldn't we all? Doc Whitaker, he's over there on the Facebook side. How you doing, Terry? Good to see you. And Bill Hoffman. Good morning, Dave and all. Happy Monday. He's got sunshine where he's at. Yeah, it's raining here. In fact, Jack almost didn't want to come out here this morning. I had to bribe him a little bit. It doesn't take much. Little milk bone. He'll follow me anywhere. Uh, but I know he's disappointed because I tried to order all his stuff. A lot of stuff I get off of Amazon, and he loves those little pedigree Denta-Stix things. Just a little old stick-looking thing. They're real chewy, and it's supposed to help keep their teeth clean, their breath fresh, all that stuff. But I ordered them the other day, and for some reason they're not going to be here till Wednesday. So I don't know what happened to Amazon Prime. So he had his last one yesterday. Today we've got such a set routine. He knows when he's supposed to get that. So he has been, following me around, letting me know, thinking I'm forgetting to give it to him, and I'm not. It's just I don't have any. So I've got to run to the UPS store sometime after the coffee session. And of course, the UPS store is right next door to Publix, so I'll probably run in there and see if I can go ahead and get. Because a guy, you just can't go a couple of days without it. We got to have those things. I don't know about this mic. I keep bumping into this thing down here. I probably should just take that off. I don't know if it does any good or not anyway. Let's see. David Burnett's here. Good morning, David. Clyde says born in 46. Yeah, 46. All right. A war baby. Well, I had a pretty good weekend. Maybe one or two of you might have saw my video that I put out. I wasn't sure I was going to make it because I'd been doing real good and getting everything done by Tuesday or Wednesday and uploaded and scheduled, ready to release on Saturday morning. And here it was Friday afternoon, and I still hadn't got it finished. But I came out here, got it knocked out, got it uploaded Friday evening. It came out Saturday, and a few folks watched it. But then Saturday, I came out here and I played with all that stuff I made that week, and it works. I'm so happy because it works way better than I even thought it would. I mean, I knew it would work, and my wedgie sleds always worked. I built that a long time ago, but yeah, it works great. Came out here Saturday. Cut a whole bunch of segments. Got them all glued up. I just took I used hose clamps to hold them together. Just took those off this morning, a little while ago, actually. Yeah, so far, and this is just, you look at this and you go, man, it's just kind of plain looking wood. And it is. It's one of those 2x6s that I had back there. I just cut it into strips and then used the strips to cut into these segments. And as I was doing these, so let me just, they're not glued together, they're just stacked up. So from the bottom one is a 5-inch diameter, then it goes 5, 5.5, 6, 6.5, 7, 7.5. So it's just going to be just a simple little bowl, because I'm out of practice, so it'll be a good one to practice on. But even though it's a practice one, I want it to look like a little something. And it's going to be really plain looking. So I think I'm going to take a couple pieces of darker wood and make a couple of little accent rings and stick in the middle of this somewhere. We'll see. Let's see. Ray says, good morning, everyone. Good morning to you, sir. Bill's got some maters. I don't think I'm going to get any. I swear I don't think I am. But man, I had 2 tomato sandwiches yesterday from those tomatoes that my buddy Jim brought me. So Kevin Nelson's here. Good morning. Ray says it's Janet's birthday. Yeah, you late, man. We've already been singing happy birthday and stuff. It's Janet's birthday and Larry Galt's birthday. So let's see. Larry says, wife bought me a new track saw system. Of course, I had to tell her what to get. Well, at least she got you something good for your birthday. I like those things. I wish I could afford the good one. The one that's the F word, Festool. I don't have any Festool stuff. That stuff's too rich for my blood. But I do have. Hey, buddy. I do have. I don't even know what it's called. In fact, I got 2 of them. They sold them as a pair, and I don't think they hook together. So I don't really know why you need 2 of them. But it's a thing you can. It's about, I don't know, 50 something inches long, and it's got like a spring thing. And so you can throw it over widthwise over a piece of plywood. And it's aluminum, so it's nice and straight. And then you clamp it down, and then you run your saw next to it. And that usually gives me a good enough cut for what I'm doing. But and I keep saying that one of these days I'm going to, take some. Some people make them out of MDF or half-inch plywood or something, and just cut a strip. Make sure you got a strip that's good and straight, and then you glue and screw it to a piece of plywood, and then put the saw on there, and then cut that first thing, and then you've got one too. The only thing about that, getting one that's long enough to do for an 8-foot piece, then you got to have to place to store it, because it's not like they fold up or anything. So I never have made one of those. I'm usually not cutting anything more than 4 foot anyway. But let's see. There he says, thought a win, cheap but works just fine. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with them other ones. Nothing wrong with them. Darren's here this morning. Good morning, Darren. You guys are slacking over on YouTube now. I mean, I know it's Monday, but come on. We got 15 watching and only 6 thumbs up. Y'all, somebody over there slacking. But yeah, it's going to be rain here. I don't know if you can hear it. It's kind of sprinkling a little bit. You can hear it. I can anyway. Hear it on this metal roof. But I think we got like 70% chance today. And this is just a prelude to what's coming. Along about 11 o'clock, it's supposed to have the bottom drop out. We got a big bunch of stuff coming from Alabama. And then I think we got a 60% chance tomorrow. So it's going to be one of them couple days, All right, Darren says he's taking care of the thumbs up. So, yeah, see, now it jumps up if I get on y'all. Went from 6 to 11, just like that, Of course, somebody got mad and left. Now we got 14 watching. I'd probably make them mad. But, I mean, if you're going to be here, you might as well hit the thumbs up. I mean, come on. It's the least you can do. I fought a rainstorm to come out here, y'all. I have absolutely nothing to talk about other because I was so busy doing what I was doing. I didn't pay any attention to any of the other stuff. And I don't like talking about that stuff anyway. Just gets me frustrated. But seems like one thing I saw right before I turned the TV off and came out here is, all the COVID stuff is cranking back up again. All the doom and gloom. And I guess from what I saw is all those Texas Democrats that piled into that plane, and they were all posting their selfies and, hey, look at us, look, we're heroes, we're, all that kind of mess. And now there's like 5 or 6 of those, I think, that caught COVID because they're all in that cramped up little tiny private jet, no mask or nothing. So, yeah, it just doesn't make sense. They're all for everybody else wearing them, and then they didn't. And then, oh well. Let's see, what else was there on the news? They just not much going on. I saw the, they're going to do the Olympics. We're behind a year. They're doing the 2020 Olympics, but they're doing them in 2021. It kills me how they still call them the 2020 Olympics. But now, because of COVID, they're saying no audience, no, nobody can go watch them. So Good morning, Rick. How are you this morning? Good to see you, my friend. So it makes me wonder why they even bother having them. You know, does anybody really care? I can remember back when the Olympics really meant something, but not so much anymore. There's always controversy, and people get selected to represent the United States, which should be a big honor, and then they go over there and don't even want to, you know, act right when the flag and the national anthem's playing. What's wrong with them people? They'll probably just eventually just quit the Olympics because it'd be such a worldwide pandemic that would be worth doing. You got to feel a little bit bad for Japan because, man, they spend a bunch of money. All them places always spend a lot of money getting ready for the Olympics, and I don't know how they pay for some of that stuff. Because I'm assuming when you go to the Olympics, I'm assuming they don't let you into those events free. They probably charge you. But some good things come out of it, though. Atlanta had the Olympics back in '96, and I was living in Rockdale County at the time, and they have they call it the International Horse Park, where it's a big thing where they do equestrian events, and of course there's lots of high dollar condos and fancy golf courses and stuff like that out there. But it's still a pretty neat place. I like it because that's where I won my truck. That's for those of you who know the story behind my truck. That's where I was. I was in that big horse thing where they do the equestrian events, and Gary says, "Did they catch COVID or just going to go into quarantine for free?" Well, yeah, could be that too. You don't know what to believe these days. Because see, they may be trying to use that so that they can say, "Well, nah, we can't come back to Texas now. We gotta quarantine." But from what I understand, they were all in a meeting with Kamala, whatever her name is. Uh, I'll try to be nice, not use the other names. But yeah, so now they're that's the story anyway that they're saying, yeah, and they found out that 5 or 6, I think it's 6 of them got COVID, but that was after they were around the vice president and some other wheels too, I guess. Which you'd think they would have to get tested before they go into a room like that. They're not doing protocol here. I don't know. Bunch of crazy folks. Well, man, everybody's got quiet over on the chat, so nobody wants to say anything. I scold y'all for the thumbs up, and everybody gets quiet. And now we got even less people watching. That's all right. It's Monday. I know people got stuff to do. I got stuff to do too. Jack's sitting down here being good. I would do a shot on the Jack cam, but he's sitting so close, I don't think the camera will even get him. But, let's see. I'm trying to think of something else to talk about since y'all won't help me. We're going to talk about the weather. And, hey, there's Wilson Rubom. See, he jumps right in here and gives a thumbs up, I bet, because it just went up when he popped in. That's what I like. People who don't mess around. So, yeah, they're trying to think of what else I saw. What during the little bit of time I was watching the news. If I don't write stuff down, I don't remember it because I think it's mostly because it's not really that important to me. Here, Jack. Hey, got one little cookie left. There you go. Lumber's still going down, according to Clive. Yeah. I'm glad it's going down where you're at, because as I showed the other day, it's not. It had actually gone up here. At least the lumber that I'm concerned about, which is pure bond plywood. I don't really care about anything else. But I am going to have to break down. Like I said, this is just 2x6 construction grade stuff that I actually found when I cleaned my shop up. And I've got a bunch of them, so I can make a bunch of these bowls. I'm probably going to try to make a vase or something. But they're just so plain. There's not, especially that piece I got. I'm like, as I was cutting it up, I'm like, man, it's going to look, I don't know. You never know. There might be some grain pop out on it when I start turning it, but just to look at the segments, they look so plain. But I've got a couple pieces of, I'm not even sure what, I think it's red oak and I think it's white oak. I'm not sure. But I'm going to make a couple of little accent rings. I'll probably do that today unless it's poured down. I may have to wait until, because right after here, I've got to run some errands. And probably by the time I get back, that's going to be when that storm rolls through. So I'm not coming out here when it's pouring down rain. Because it's not, my shop's right outside my thing, but it's not, it's not just a few steps. It's a little ways to get down here. You got to go down steps, and my steps get slicker and greased out when it rains on them. Don't ask me how I know that. I face planted one time coming down them steps. I had something in my hand, so I couldn't even catch myself. Just, but nobody was around to see it, so it's like it didn't happen, right? Let's see. Larry says $536 1,000. This price will take a couple of months to reach big box stores. Yeah. Steven wants to know, how do I get a 7-inch circle out of a 2x6? Well, it's really easy. Let me see if I can hold this up closer. If you look, can you see the different little segments? There are 16 segments. And this piece is actually, if you measure from here to here, it's actually 7.5. So it's all in the length that you cut your, let's see if I can hold this up here. If you see how it's flat right here, so it's that distance is what I'm using for my, and I don't remember exactly what that distance was. I didn't write any of them down. I have a little app on my phone. I amaze myself. I think I'm going to grab something and start looking like, yeah, you're going to be able to see that without your glasses. I don't think so. I don't know. This one's about 1.5 inches or so. So each one of those segments from there to there is approximately 1.5 inches, a little over, about 1.53. And then you cut them at the angle, which in this case, there's 16 segments. So that's a 22.5 degree angle total. So each side is 11.25. So, yeah. And actually, the little app that I have on my phone, which is called Segment Calculator, you put in the inner radius, what you want it to be, and then you put in the outer radius, what you want it to be. And then you tell it how many segments you want, and it will tell you what length to cut those segments to get that to come out right. And that thing, that little app is very accurate because it comes out almost dead on. But I screwed up the very first stick that I cut. When I put it in the calculator, for some reason I was thinking diameter, so I put 6 for the outside radius, thinking 6-inch diameter. But then I realized, I'm like, oh, they're asking for a radius. So the first one I cut, it come out like twice as big, and I wouldn't have even, my lathe only has like a 12-inch throw. So, and I think those things actually came out about 12 1/4 or 12 1/2. So I wouldn't have even been able to use those rings. But I saved the segments. I hadn't glued them up or anything. And I saved them. Maybe one day I'll have a bigger lathe. But anyway, after I made that mistake, then it was then I learned my lesson, and then I started paying more attention and trying to get it more accurate. And that little stop, if you haven't seen that video I did, that came out Saturday, go check out towards the end. I showed my little stop I made, and that thing is dead on accurate. It's so great to be able to take the caliper, set it for what you want that length of segment, and then set it in there, use those little blocks, lock it down, and then they all come out pretty much the same. So yeah, Steven says, so you glue the segments together. Yeah, that's what segmented turning is. You cut a bunch. It's weird. You take a big piece of wood and you cut it up into a bunch of little pieces, then you turn around and glue them back together. Yeah. But for example, here's what I cut. There's six segments here. Just like I said, the smallest one is 5 inches. The biggest one on top is 7.5 inches. But all those are from about 4 sticks when I cut that 2x6, and when it was about 32 inches long. That 2x6 had already been cut, so it was 32 inches long. And then I set it on table saw. Let me just grab one for a prop here. This is one of the sticks. So I set when I put the 2x6 on there, I set it up to cut these about 3/4 inches wide. And with a 2x6, I get 6 of these. Well, I only used 4 of them to get all of this. So you can really use a lot less wood in making a bowl for turning, because as you can see, if I hold it up here without dropping, I'm probably gonna drop it. You know, the inside's not full of wood, so you don't, unlike when you just take a big chunk of wood and throw it on the lathe, you've got to hog out the inside of the bowl. So you end up with a lot of wood, and sometimes pretty wood, going to waste in shavings down on the floor. So I like to make these. It's a whole lot more fun. Like I said, this is just for practice, so it's just cheap construction lumber. But once I get back to turning and get to where they look pretty good, then I'll get some better woods like maple and walnut and all that stuff. And then when you put a dark wood and a light wood and all that, you can get all kinds of cool patterns. And it will look a lot better. Anyway, it's time to get out of here, looks like. And we got back up to 16 people watching. All right. Well, thank y'all for the thumbs up, guys. Sorry, I have to remind you. Some of you probably wouldn't remember to do it if I don't say something. So, anyway, thank y'all for hanging out with me this Monday morning. Again, happy birthday to Larry and Janet. And anybody else that's got a birthday today. There was about Facebook, I had like about 4 or 5 people that had birthdays today. I think it's kind of cool that Larry and Janet have a birthday on the same day because they're pretty much coffee session regulars. Although Janet must be out partying somewhere because I haven't seen her this morning. But anyway, let's get out of here. Everybody have an awesome Monday. If you are so inclined, come back tomorrow morning. Hey, tomorrow's number 350. How about that? Number 350. All right. We'll see y'all. Have a good one. Happy Monday.